The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
You're listening to the Sports Scramble Podcast, where four friends serve up a weekly plate of sports with a side of SEC bias. Now, here are your hosts, Chet, Jacob, Wade, and Tyler.
Let's go!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Sports Scramble Podcast, brought to you by Belly Up Media. As you heard on the intro, we got a cool little video intro going on. I'm your host, Chet. We got Tyler, Wade, and Jacob, full house tonight. How are y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing great.
It's hard to be, in a bad mood if you're, when you're a week out from Christmas.
Oh, yeah. We are 7 days. Jacob, have you done all of your Christmas shopping, or are you one of those last-minute shoppers?
See, unlike Tyler, I'm in a bad mood at this time of year because I examined my bank account a week before Christmas and I have zero money whatsoever. Home Depot doesn't supply me with a bonus, so yeah, I'm hurting a little bit.
Well,
you're 1 year away from making that full-time money, and that'll help.
Yeah. Maybe do they give you an employee discount? Everybody in your family just gets Home Depot gift cards?
No.
Everybody gets a plank of plywood.
Hey, that would probably run them dry. That wood's expensive now.
Yeah.
You can't just be giving that stuff out.
They used to give out like Christmas hams and stuff for like you used to be able to go to Winn-Dixie with a voucher and get one.
Oh,
and
nice.
Then, I don't know what happened.
Well, Winn-Dixie's pretty much shut down.
Yeah.
There's not much left of Winn-Dixie out there.
I'm sorry, but Home Depot does not have the money to allow everybody to go to Sam's Club and get one the size of, a beach ball.
Well, I bet you the Home Depot CEO can, but maybe
Sure.
not your local Home Depot establishment. So, but that's okay. You'll, like Wade said, you'll be out there in the hockey leagues here come soon. And y'all went to a hockey game last night. I hear it's some terrible penalty shots. Tell us about that.
Well, it was a pretty active game. I walked in the arena, so game starts at 7:05. I walk in the arena at 7:08, and it's already 1-0. So I was like, man, this is gonna be a great night. No, so Port Huron is in Michigan, and it's right on the Canadian border. So
they know how to play hockey.
Yeah, they do know how to play. The farther north you get, the more experience that you have. But they came in and it was already 1-0, and I'm like, all right, great. And end up tying the game up, and it's back and forth all the way to the very end. Port Huron scores a goal with 34 seconds to go in the game to go up 5-4. The Seawolves got to pull their goalie, and they pull the goalie, and no more than 21 seconds later, they get a goal with the extra attacker and no goalie and tie it 5-5 to go to overtime.
Jeez.
And nobody scores in overtime. Go to shootouts, 8 rounds for shootouts. And
is penalties, it's like soccer where you just go back and forth until, soccer, I think, is best of 5. Everybody just making them in the PKs?
No. I mean,
it's
one of the things. It's the same thing. It's 5-5. 5 each. Majority, of course, wins it. But once you get over the 5 mark, whoever makes one at that point wins it. That's really what it is.
So they just weren't making them?
No. Nobody could score.
It
was crazy. Both goalies had over 40 saves, which was insanity.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was wild, and I think it was just chaos. I mean, there were NHL level saves happening last night. It was crazy, but yeah, it was a great game. It was a long game. Tired, throat hurt this morning when I got up. But I said, I can't wait to do this, 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
They had a better showing than they did earlier in the week. They kept it under 10 goals this time. So
yeah, I said touchdowns and field goals will not work. That will not win you games.
yeah, really.
Is that though for sure?
Is that more of a testament to the goalies, or is their offense just terrible?
No, I think offense is getting better. I think you've had a coaching change recently, so it's kind of interesting, what coaches do. I mean, they're not even playing the game, but just different perspectives on the game. It's with any sport, but especially with hockey, it's so quick, fast paced. You got to make decisions, split second. So it's a lot. I mean, I get it, but you start the season only winning 2 games and losing 11. I mean, I don't think it's just players at that point. You gotta find the right mix with coaching as well.
Especially being a brand new team now on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Well, I guess not a brand new, but bringing them back. You want to have some success to get the fans coming out to keep your team there. So
sure,
Wade,
and it takes a few years to get talent back. I mean, thing about it is you're basically building from the ground up with nothing. A lot of these other teams have had guys, they spend the off season together, and it's a long off season. A lot of them go back to Canada and spend the summers together, and then they come back and get ready for the season. So it's different with these guys. A lot of them are just coming out of college or never went to college, have been playing junior hockey forever, and they're in their mid to early 20s looking for an opportunity. Or you got some veteran guys who have played in higher leagues and they just can't compete anymore, so they come back and play at a lower level, which is good. I mean, you get a little mix of guys who are experienced, can teach the younger guys, and some guys that want a shot to make it to the NHL one day.
Yeah, I mean, it's just giving them a chance. So I know Tyler and you, Fletch, were at the hockey game. I was packing up my house. We're getting ready to move. Wade, was your weekend super eventful, or were you just chilling?
I was packing Christmas presents like an elf, but did have the chance to also see the Mississippi Seawolves earlier in the week. Y'all got the better game. I think mine was just a glorified fight club.
Yeah,
and
really.
I have a little theory. I want to hear Jacob's thoughts on this one, being a Mississippi Seawolves employee here in a few weeks. All right, so the owner of the Mississippi Seawolves, the potential Baton Rouge team, Port Huron, and the Carolina Thunderbirds is all one guy. And he's already said if there's a certain number of fans, he'll bring a team to Baton Rouge, have 4 teams in the league. It's a new league. They're getting started in some new cities, new markets. Do you think that those fights were staged and that he said, have at it, let the gloves fly, throw some hands, because we want to drive up entertainment so we can get that 4th team?
Yeah, they want TikToks made about it, posted on
Exactly.
YouTube Shorts like we do.
We weren't the only ones. I saw like 5 Baton Rouge people post on TikTok that I don't even follow, but it's getting the word out there, Do you think that they were just trying to drive that entertainment value?
I think they are. I mean, it happened in Mississippi when, the Seawolves, they were deciding if the Seawolves wanted to come back, and you had, 8,000 people a night in the Coliseum. They sold it out. And of course, people, in the South don't really understand hockey for the most part, unless you're, a Northerner and you just, you're a snowbird, I guess. But I think they are staged to a certain extent, especially in those games, because you got guys playing for teams. For the teams, they sign a little one-day contract sometimes because they're local guys or whatever, and they say, hey, coming out, we'll give you a chance since you got some local pull or, whatever, or they're in the area.
The hockey talk is starting.
It's
I don't understand a word coming out of Jacob's mouth.
But it's good to see. I think it's fun because people in the South don't understand really what hockey is. And if 2 guys are throwing bare fists at each other's face and there's blood flying everywhere, of course, people are going to be excited about it in the South with a couple of beers in their hands. So
yeah, I think it's an entertainment factor.
It's good. I mean, there was a fight last night at the game I was at, and all it took was one punch in the beginning and the guy was down. So, I mean, and those are actual fights because, I mean, that stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, they were real fights.
Actual games. Yeah, I mean, they're throwing fists. It's not like WWE. They're not like curb stomping the air next to the guy. And, it's
number 20 left the arena. I mean, he technically only got a 5-minute penalty, but he left to go to the locker room because he was bleeding from his forehead and his chin.
Was it for Mississippi?
Yeah, number 20 on Mississippi.
So the funny part with him is he's not actually on the roster for the Seawolves. He was one of the guys
he's a goon.
Signed a one-day contract. He's a veteran. He's played at multiple levels, and he's from the area, so he actually just was playing with them for the one.
So that's why it's staged. They're like, hey, we're signing you. Your job tonight is to go knock somebody out, and he didn't.
It's like signing Vertez Burfict to a one-day contract.
It really is. Game. The guys have conversations like before the game. Some guys do, some guys don't, and it's just in-game chatter. But like before games, if they'll work it out and be like, we're going at this time, and right off the opening drop, they'll just drop the gloves because they know they're going. And at that point, the refs and the linesmen kind of know what's happening too.
Well, they let them.
Yeah, they just got out the
fight
way.
it
They
out.
just let them go at it. Yeah, I mean it's
Until somebody gets thrown to the ground, they just let them go.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, hockey guys don't generally go over the boundaries when that happens. I mean, I get it; they're ticked off. Some of them are, and then some of them are just fights, just to get the guys going on the bench. I mean, you see that in other sports too. Guys just try to get each other going, and that's kind of the hockey way of it. Trying to get your bench going and things. Just dropping the gloves, and I mean, it's an offsetting penalty, and nothing happens in the end for your team. So I mean, it's one of those things.
Get them fired up.
It's weird. And trying to work it out as an official is the toughest part because, last night's game, there was an altercation near one of the benches. One of the guys that was on the ice for the Seawolves he stayed on the ice, but one of the guys for Port Huron came off of the bench to fight the one dude. And it was between plays. Of course, the play's blown dead. They hadn't dropped the puck. He came off the bench and was fighting him. Well, they took him over to the penalty box, and I'm sitting there thinking, if you weren't really paying attention, you wouldn't know. I mean, the guy came off of the bench at the end of the bench, and I guess one of the officials in the scoring box found out and looked at it and said, that guy came off the bench. So in cases like that, if you're not on the ice to begin with, they'll just toss you from the game, and it's a 10-minute game misconduct at that point. So, yeah, I mean, and those guys get fines even at the lower levels for stuff like that.
Yeah, and I bet you they may not be like super hefty, but I mean, these guys are signing one-day contracts, and then you got to pay a fine. Like, that's coming out of your own income there. Let's shift gears a little bit to a sport that does not let their players fight and is super soft, and you can flop all day you want. Tyler, you were the only one of us that watched the World Cup final. Mr. Messi, the GOAT, gets it done, taking home his first World Cup trophy, probably his last World Cup he's playing in, if we're being honest. Wins in PKs. Tyler, let me know what you saw.
This was the game that I'll remember for years. I mean, this was the best World Cup final, I think, ever. Like, all the commentators were saying that. I mean, this France team was dead in the water in the first 75 minutes. I mean, Argentina went up 2-0. The first goal was to Lionel Messi. They had a penalty, and then they scored in the 46th minute to go up 2-0 going into the half. And then here comes France all of a sudden. You just know that the defending world champ, so we're not going to go out quickly. I mean, Kylian Mbappe, what a story and what a tournament that he had. He had the most goals in the tournament. He had 8 total goals for France. But they scored 2 goals in a matter of 1 minute, and all of a sudden it's a 2-2 game, and all the momentum is shifted towards France. So ultimately, it goes in extra time, and extra time it just brings us some more fireworks. Lionel Messi scores in the first couple of minutes in the second half of the extra time, and then Mbappe strikes again. They have a late penalty, the 118th minute. Mbappe scores on a penalty, and it's 3-3. And then once again, I mean, this is the 5th time that we have seen this World Cup going into penalty kicks, and from there, Argentina was able to get up. They had a couple of saves, clutch saves from their goalkeeper. And really, Argentina didn't miss. I mean, they made all of their penalty kicks, unlike the Seawolves from last night's game.
That's what I was going to bring it up when we were talking about the penalties for the Seawolves. I was like, well, I know a team that can.
Yeah, it's Argentina. Yeah. So, I mean, I called it from the start. I had Argentina winning this whole thing.
Well, your World Cup bracket wasn't submitted, so we can't.
It wasn't validated.
It was validated in mine.
I also called Argentina in my unvalidated bracket.
I called Argentina in my validated bracket.
Nice. I picked France to win it, I think, so I was close.
Yeah, but
my boys.
This was a heck of a game to watch.
I was thinking about this yesterday when Croatia and Morocco were playing. You're playing for a third place finish, like.
It doesn't really matter.
It does matter in a way because it's like the medal thing in the Olympics,
Yeah. I mean, it's the podium, but what is that going to be playing for? Like,
I will say for a country like Morocco that nobody expected to make it that far, that means a lot more. I mean, I'm not saying Croatia is a soccer powerhouse, but it's like they went to the World Cup final last year and they lost, or 4 years ago and they lost, and then this year it's like, we lost. Like, no, now we just gotta go play an extra game.
Yeah.
But think about it. Think about what like the last 2 years have meant to Croatia. I mean, that really is crazy to think. I mean, nobody expected them to be where they were 4 years ago. Never mind this year. With Messi and of course Portugal was supposed to be really, really good. France, everybody knew was going to be good.
Yep.
So I think
And
it says a
then you
lot
had
about
their best
Croatia.
two guys with Benzema and Paul Pogba, and they were able to make it to the final again.
Mhm.
So this is going to be a team that's not going to go away. I mean, the next World Cup, we'll get it on home soil. That's whenever North America hosted. You'll have Canada, United States, and Mexico. But it looking like really much the majority of the host cities will be in the United States. I think one of them will be in Houston. So
hopefully I'll be back in town.
yeah.
We're
So,
going. We have to.
I
I mean, it's
be
one
a
shot.
trip
gotta
that
go.
I'm definitely going to take, especially if the U.S. are playing in Houston.
It's in 4 years. I should be back. We'll only be going for like 2.5. So
I don't care if you're living in North Dakota. We're just gonna meet up somewhere.
Yeah, we'll go to the World Cup game.
It's gonna be like the
definitely
Taylor
happening.
Swift tickets for.
If it's
for
North
male
Dakota, you
sports
might as
fans.
well just go to Canada. And
It's
watch
not
it
going to
at
be in
that
North
point.
Dakota. I can tell you that.
No, I'm just saying if Chet's in Houston
yeah.
or not, we can meet up wherever we think we can get
Yeah.
tickets and make a trip out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna ask about something with the World Cup, and now I don't remember. So, but I mean, I felt like it was written in the stars for Messi to win this one, with it most likely being. I mean, it probably is his last. I mean, he's just not going to be probably playing in 4 years. Oh, I saw on Twitter
You know
that
the craziest part is their first game they lost to Saudi Arabia, and after that they didn't lose a single game. They just swept through
that's when
everybody.
Saudi Arabia, their team got like Rolls Royces for beating Argentina.
Yeah.
That's what they were gifted.
I think
saw
Saudi Arabia should be the World Cup champions.
They should claim a
They're the
championship.
only team to beat them.
Yeah, I think they
They're the
can claim
UCF
it all
of
they
the
want.
World Cup.
Yeah. Oh, I saw someone said now if Mbappe beats Messi, after this comeback, they're not friends anymore. But if Messi beats Mbappe, they're still friends because it's like he's meant to win it. So I thought that was funny because they play on the same
that's
team.
a bunch of.
And Messi said that he's not
That's
retiring after, so who knows how many more years he's got.
He's probably going to the U.S. I saw something on Twitter today that, I mean, it's just all speculation, but about him going to like an MLS team, like paying him a ton of money to come play there.
I have a fun
He's
stat on
dominating
that.
in the MLS.
Did you know that today actually was the first time that an MLS player, like an active MLS player, was on a roster in the championship of the World Cup? That just shows how far behind the sport is in the US, that not the first time an MVP or a champion, just somebody playing in the game has been on an active MLS roster. I mean, that's just insane. It's like playing with AA players in baseball or something,
Well,
Like,
that's why
that's
we
great.
call it soccer.
You can give.
not
I'll give you
football.
bonus points if you can tell me which club he plays on in MLS.
I couldn't even tell you the
LA
player.
Galaxy.
Nope, Atlanta United.
All right.
Who's the player?
I forgot his name. The game was so long ago. I'll have to look it up.
Back up on Argentina. He's not even a
Okay.
starter.
Yeah.
Huh.
But we brought
He's
that,
like a
we
very
talked
young
about that a
player.
couple of weeks ago, didn't we? I mean, we talked about the whole how far the United States is behind.
Oh yeah, it just kind of put it in perspective to me that like you see that kind of stat for like the Super Bowl, and it's like, oh, this is the first time somebody from Furman has played in the Super Bowl, and you're like, oh, okay, I get that. But even if you told me like, oh, this is the first time somebody from the FCS has been on a Super Bowl roster, I would be like, oh, that's crazy. So like,
This is the first time someone it's played in the U.S.
In world
is
history.
on a roster.
yeah, not even from the US, like It's just- it's crazy.
only like 8 countries have ever won the World Cup.
Yeah.
Let's,
And
let-
but some of these countries don't host professional leagues. We're just not the epicenter of international competition. I mean, England and Germany, Spain, Italy, those countries all have very established leagues. But it's just crazy that the level of talent just isn't there.
Can y'all guess which countries have won the World Cup?
I think it's probably majority of the powerhouses like Germany, France, Brazil, now Argentina, Spain.
Let's see. I'm trying to find on Google like a list.
Then they had like West
But-
Germany, like back in like the 1930s and all that.
All right. So you got, let's see, what you said Germany.
Like West Germany, also you could say
Yeah,
that.
they just list, they
That's
just
what they
listed
were
as Germany.
called.
England.
Let's see.
Has England ever
Which
won it?
country has the most World Cup victories?
Brazil.
Has to be Brazil.
Okay, y'all got that one right. All right, who's second? There's two of them.
Maybe Spain.
I'm gonna go Italy.
Okay, that's one of them. Italy.
Is Germany the next? I feel like Germany is the
Yep.
other one.
There's your TikTok moment right there, baby.
Look at Wade. Look at Wade.
TikTok.
And
period.
then, actually, Germany and Italy both have 4 titles and 4 World Cup losses. And then you've got 3 more teams that have 2 titles. Who are those?
Well, France is France. Argentina.
Now Argentina has 3, but
Huh.
yeah, France, Argentina, and the other one. I don't know if y'all are gonna get this one.
Give us
Poland.
like the where
Wales?
like are they in the world?
Dude, I'm not a. I don't know anything about geography. There's no way I'm getting telling you that. It
Our
starts.
continent.
It ends in a Y. If I tell you the
Uruguay.
there you go. And then the last 2, I'm not gonna make you guess. England and Spain. So
Okay.
8 total winners, and that number doesn't change this
Well,
year.
I gave
since
you
Argentina
all
won
of
it.
them except for Uruguay. I forgot
That's
about.
pretty good.
Yeah, Tyler knows his World Cup talk. So
We're gonna
I
call
already
you.
told you this that I played soccer for 17 years of my life. Like,
Yeah.
the majority of life has been around soccer.
I was at church this morning, and Tyler was watching the World Cup. That's his religion right there.
And I
just
was
like
eating
every other
donuts.
country.
I
And
was at
Wade
work
was
this
eating
morning.
donuts, and Fletch was working. So that's what the Sports Scramble does on a Sunday. Well, another sport that we also know a lot about. Any takers?
National Football League.
The
Football.
National Football League, what we call football in America.
From football to football.
And I want to take a peek in at our fantasy playoffs. But first,
Oh,
the fantasy look-in is brought to you by our friends over at Buffalo Bayou Brewing Company. When the World Cup is in Houston, if it's in Houston, that might be the spot to watch it in 4 years. So remember, Buffalo Bayou
I
Brewing
hope
Company.
the U.S. plays there. Like I am.
That would be
I'll
awesome.
be there 100% if they are playing.
They're gonna
Yes.
make the U.S.'s region in like Mexico for competitive
No.
purposes.
There's no way. See, that would be sinful for the U.S. to not play in U.S. soil.
So our fantasy football look-in is brought to you by our friends at Buffalo Bayou Brewing Company. Go see them for the best brews and best views of the city. I need to change that little. I said best beer. I should change it to best brews.
Yeah, brews and
Um,
views.
So Wade and I are rounding up the pack in fantasy.
The toilet bowl, baby.
We've decided that
3
since it's
weeks
just the
for
2
the
of
number
us
1 pick.
not in the playoffs, we're going to play for the number 1 pick. And Wade has got me beat this week. Jonathan Taylor just showed up and then left, so that really hurt.
Okay, yes, I know. I was wrong about him. You can.
It's okay, Chet. You will have your pick of LSU receivers.
Yeah,
Potentially.
because one of us is
Jamar
going to
Chase or
take
Justin
Jefferson, and one of us is
Jefferson? Who
gonna
would it
take
be?
Jamar Chase. But in the matchup this week, we've got Tyler and Jacob battling out to see who goes on to the next
It's
spot.
over. It's over.
And Jacob is destroying you.
Yeah, my team
So-
is. Yeah. Here you go. My crown. You can have it.
It'd be nice if Scary Terry did something for you, because a little shift gears to my work league. I told Tyler this. I found out. So I'm in 3rd place right now and playing the guy who's in 5th place. Only the top 4 get in. Right. So this is the last week of the regular season. If he beats me and I lose, we have a 4-way tie for 3rd and 4th place. But me and him have the most points scored, so we get in no matter what, unless I beat him, and then he's out. So his best hope is to beat me, and then we get in. And I was all stressed today. I was like, "What are you doing, White? You're not scoring." I got freaking Joe Mixon not scoring. Justin Fields actually played pretty good. D Hop only 7 catches. I was real worried, but I get in no matter what, so I'm a little happy with that.
You
So,
got to save the performance for next week. That's what I'm trying to do in my dynasty keeper league. Oh man, I was having a bad day, and then like everybody scored in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, save it. We need it next week.
So I want to read to y'all this guy who's I'm gonna read you his team, and I want you to tell me if he's if he's in first place in our league. Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, David Montgomery, AJ Brown, Amon St. Brown, Dalton Schultz, Keenan Allen, Dak Prescott, the Eagles defense, and Ryan Suckup.
Yeah, he's got to be like 11-3.
His
I
overall,
would say he's probably like 8-7, something like that.
he's 6-8, and he's missing the playoffs.
Really?
Wow.
Yes,
He must have overthought some of those lineups.
So let's see if I could pull up like his.
It's probably the matchups. I mean, to
Yeah,
be honest with you,
Yeah, it's all really about the
individual
matchups. Like you can have a stacked team, but if your opponent like goes shot for shot for you, not in Jacob and I's instance, my team decided to just lay down again because every time that I play Jacob this year, my team just like lays down.
Are you intimidated by Jacob?
Oh, I guess so, because he's about to move to 3-0 on me. But I really can't complain. I knew that this wasn't, going to be the team to win it all. I just knew it from the get-go. But, there's always next year. So I guess I'm now going to be tanking for the third overall pick now.
Hey, I like this new tradition, though. I think that we have 6 teams make the playoffs, and then we have the toilet bowl the first week of the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I like it. It makes that way, like, the loser.
It keeps us in it, So the guy's lineup that I just read y'all, his points for, he's got 2,026 points scored this season.
Jeez.
Points against, 1952. He has the most points against, and it's not even close. Like, it's insane how many points against.
That's just bad luck.
Yeah, it's terrible luck.
He has a really
good
team. I mean, you read it. Like he has 2 of the best quarterbacks with Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts' MVP numbers. I mean, he had 3 rushing touchdowns today, which saved his game. It was a rough start for the Eagles offense, but Hurts was able to get it done.
So
he
what I'm
played
hearing
horrible
is,
and scored 37 points.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is I'm the only one still alive.
Yes.
You are.
So please win it for the Sports Scramble, Jacob.
Yeah.
So
here's the deal. A sports
but you can
podcast.
enjoy Mr. Jefferson while you got him.
Yeah, because he's going to be either on one of these 2 boyos or off next year. I ain't going to listen to my advice anymore. I know that.
No, Tyler, I still listen to you.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I have to play Mikey next week.
Hey, I beat Mikey to end the season, so
he's
Mikey,
beatable. I'm
off too.
0-2, and I've lost by very tiny margins of points to him in both games. I played my best football against him, but I still lose.
Who do the Bills play? That will determine your fate.
The Bears.
Oh, God.
Well, bye-bye, Jacob.
Yeah,
and
you got
to remind you, since I'm out, should I just be tanking for like the best draft pick now at this rate?
You might as well.
It's already set.
Yeah, I think that's how we're gonna do it. Is we'll take
So number 3 here. All right, I'll take that. Better than having the last overall pick. That sucked, honestly.
Who's playing between
Chris and Matt are playing, and it's gonna be a close one.
That was a shootout the last time that I saw it.
So I think I guess we should do it. Whoever will take.
I would say least amount of points.
All right, well, that's me.
Yeah.
As far as this week, whoever scores the least amount of points.
But it ends whenever you get eliminated. Like Tyler's game next week doesn't matter.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll send a message in the group chat. Make sure everybody's cool with that. Since
we do.
We're a democracy.
We vote on the rules, so we'll make sure that they're all cool with that. Yeah, Jacob. Good luck next week.
Thanks.
We need you to take down Mikey.
I'm gonna need it. So especially with my quarterbacks, consisting of Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, and who's my other quarterback?
Justin Herbert.
Jacob, it's an 8-man league. Why do you have like the 17th best quarterback?
I don't know. He's playing better than my first 2 quarterbacks. I don't understand.
I mean, we got
weird.
Tom Brady's available. Brock Purdy's available. Go get Brock Purdy, man.
Who is San Fran playing next week?
Next week, San Fran plays Washington.
Ooh, that's tough.
Zach Wilson slung it.
I do need to talk about Justin Herbert. I mean, what a disappointing season for him.
We have a podcast
I had him not only in our YouTube shorts. I wrote an article that I do for the fantasy football must starts of the week, and I had Justin Herbert because the Tennessee Titans defense ranks 31st in the league in passing yards per game. And what does this man do? Throws 2 interceptions and doesn't even have 1 passing touchdown. So he's along the lines of Jonathan Taylor being the biggest bust of the fantasy season.
Well,
Can we
I also
fully
think
agree that Joe
LA's
Burrow's better than him by every single metric?
Yes.
I think he's already surpassed him of what he did like today, going down from
I'm changing my MVP.
17 to nothing at one point.
I think my MVP
points.
pick last week was Jalen Hurts. I'm going Joe Burrow, baby. Joe Burrow, give him the MVP.
I think it totally is hinged on the fact that if the Eagles make it through the playoffs, no problem at all, it's got to be Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
If Joey B and the Bengals somehow make it all the way back to the AFC Championship,
Are we talking a Bengals-Eagles Super Bowl?
Could be.
it's possible. I mean,
I really
the thing about it
wanna
is
see a Bengals
The Vikings' luck will run out, so the Eagles
But-
have that going
Yeah.
for them.
I think that San Francisco is going to end up playing Philly in the NFC Championship.
And you
just
got Brock.
because-
You got a rookie quarterback playing the best team in the NFL in the playoffs.
And the thing about it is nobody has any tape on Brock Purdy. I mean, you got to pull up
Yeah.
Iowa State tape in order to see him, and that's the issue.
it's
You've
not
only
good.
seen him for 2 weeks, so there's really nothing you got there. So I mean,
Well, and that's why I kind of pumped the brakes on Purdy. When I saw that like the first week, I was like, "Holy crap, he went off!" And then he did it again the second week. I was like, "Okay," but you got it. Like you said, nobody has tape on him. So in fantasy, when you need a quarterback and there's a rookie starting the first time ever, throw him in because the defense does not know what to expect. They don't know how
I feel
to
like
game
a
plan.
guy for fantasy.
And they're more likely to
I
run.
think he's already taken off is Trevor Lawrence. I think that he's going to
Mhm.
fly up the fantasy draft boards.
my
Yeah, I
issue
think next
is
year
is-
he'll be pretty solid with Calvin Ridley coming back, and then Christian Kirk
Forgot
and
about
Zay
him.
Jones have been pretty good.
Zay Jones. Yep.
the thing about it is I think that I think Trevor Lawrence needs an offensive line because I think you watch too much of him just trying to get out of the pocket and throw on the run. If you give him just a split second more, we talked about that with Tom Brady for years. He has forever in the pocket because they had such a good offensive line. Some guy is going to break away eventually. When you have that much talent in Jacksonville, young guys that are talented with receivers, you got a good tight end that's actually showing his own here, holding his own the last 2 weeks.
Should have started him this week.
And the thing about it is if they just give him a split second longer, I mean, Jacksonville's blowing people out. I mean, at that
Yeah.
point, I mean, that's why the Eagles are so good is because their offensive line is really good.
Eagles,
So-
Bengals, and
Yeah, I mean the
even
Bengals went and
Giants this year.
got it done in the offseason to help because that was their whole issue. Joe Burrow's running for his life. I want to talk about ultimate choke jobs this weekend. Matt Ryan and Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady was up 14, blew the lead. Matt Ryan, I mean, if you're up 33-0, just pull him out.
The
of
old
game.
boys only wanted to play the front nine.
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible.
Play the front nine, go in for lunch.
Yeah,
The man
I
said
mean,
the same thing he said in the Super Bowl. He said, "This one's going to sting for a while." I said, no, really, Matt Ryan, this one's going to sting for a while. Yeah, you're still stinging from the Super Bowl loss against Tom Brady and the Patriots from a
I mean,
number of
not
years
entirely his fault in this one, but
no defense.
Yeah, their
was
defense
30
fell apart.
Come
I mean,
on,
they couldn't
3
cover
points
Jay
in the
Jettis.
second half. 3 points in
Well,
the second half.
I
You just put
called-
up 30 in the first half.
with no Jonathan Taylor and
Mhm.
2 defensive touchdowns in the first half. So it was a little inflated there, but you got to be able to close the game,
Yeah, well, I looked right when the game started, and it was 23-0. I was like, "What?" And because it was a blocked field goal, whatever, run back, and then I think there was a pick six, and then there was
Yep.
like 4 field goals. I was like, "Okay, so the offense hasn't done anything." So in
Yeah, I
reality,
jumped
the
to
offense only
fantasy to
scored
see what
10
Taylor
points.
had. I thought he was going to have like 40 points.
Yeah, he had 0. So
He got hurt on the first drive.
I know it's
Should have picked
Terrible.
up who's Indianapolis' kicker?
that's what I was
McLaughlin.
thinking. He
Chase McLaughlin.
I thought
No.
it was Dicker the kicker.
No, he's
No.
the Chargers kicker.
Because they
Okay.
got rid
fired
of Blankenship,
Rodrigo.
didn't they?
yeah,
yeah.
Rodrigo.
Some dude is still
Rodrigo
starting for
got
my
kicked in the
dynasty
curb.
at kicker
He's-
every week. Like, I just don't get it.
I think Rodrigo's problem was he had those goggles on and they just get fogged up.
Gotta get some contacts, bro.
I mean, come on.
I think that his problem was he was
seeing
scared
4
to
field
death.
goal posts.
Yeah. Well, and then so Well, and another choke job, the Cowboys. Jaguars were down 17, and they went in overtime off a pick six. So the Jaguars are tied first in their division with the Titans, or one game back. I saw that.
Definitely have
graphic.
a divisional game left.
Yeah,
together.
So,
but the fact that Dak Prescott has thrown an interception in the last 5 football games, make it 6. In the last 6 games, he's thrown a pick. At least one.
We were talking a few weeks ago.
So we just bet on that every week.
Maybe Dak needs LASIK surgery like Jameis Winston. Good God.
Well, everybody was high on the Cowboys. They were like, this team is unstoppable. They just blew out the Vikings. They're going to win the Super Bowl. And look at us now. Happens every year. Cowboys fans, this is our year. Nope. It's not your year.
I mean, it's like they struggled against a 1-win team last week, and the Texans are now this week.
The Texans almost beat the Chiefs today.
They did.
Overtime. My buddy was there. He had sweet tickets. And I was like, dude, you're going to watch an all-out.
You probably can get like $100 sweet tickets.
No, they're actually – I looked at going to a Rockets game this week and going to the Texans game. Guess which one was more expensive?
The Rockets.
The Rockets. And the stadium. I was watching the game on TV, and the stadium was empty.
Who are they playing against? Or is it
they're playing the Heat.
No.
But it was
their Eastern Conference final
Thursday
appearance
night.
last year. Of course, it's expensive.
Well, it was a Thursday night, and the stadium was
actually that was
empty.
a Celtics there, but
or the arena was empty. So I was like,
well,
come on,
they played
guys.
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, yeah, you're right. I misread you. I was thinking the finals.
No.
But no surprise, the Chiefs won the AFC West for the 7th consecutive season.
Yeah, we tried to be trendy on this show.
Yeah, we were trying to we try to be different, but you can't bet against it.
We all bought into the free agency hype. I mean, the Chargers brought in Khalil Mack and a few guys. J.C. Jackson, he got hurt. The Raiders brought in, Adams, who was terrific. But Muller and Renfro disappeared. Derek Carr kind of looks like a backup. And then, Mr. Russell Wilson on the Broncos.
Rick, the Broncos look better without him today.
The Broncos are mathematically eliminated
because Chris McSorley threw 2 interceptions.
But
the Cardinals got down to their
third. He did not throw it on the down.
Yeah, he didn't throw it to D-Hop. You know who's not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs? The New Orleans Saints. They got a 1% chance, baby.
More than that today. They beat the Falcons, and the Buccaneers lost.
Before you get on your Saints rant, so we just talked about the AFC West. So I remember to start this, when we started the show this year, we talked that, the AFC West might be the most competitive division.
Boy, were we wrong.
Turns out, folks.
All right, you don't have to pour it on me.
It turns out that somehow the NFC East is the most competitive division.
Which Tyler called the Giants, and we all gave him crap.
God.
Well,
there's a problem.
Also called the Chargers going to the Super Bowl, so
we all
win-lose situation there, Freddie.
We had an episode titled
"The Chargers and the Cardinals," but I won't tell anybody.
No, I didn't have the Cardinals. I had I don't know who I had on the NFC. I don't know. I forgot.
The Saints.
I think I actually had the Bucks, so that looks awful.
I think it was the Bucks. I think because it's Tom Brady. I mean, it's hard.
I thought he was going to be like, this is one last ride. He's going to win the Super Bowl, and then he'll go off. And now he'll probably play till he gets senior citizenship.
I don't.
He's 65. And
I saw something that he's done. Rumor is he's retiring after the season.
Yeah,
he's going to chase 20-year-olds.
That's the problem.
He's ready.
He controls his agenda, and the Buccaneers franchise is completely in the hands of whatever Tom Brady wants to do. But that's the deal they signed to get a Super Bowl. I mean, he's going to let them know how he feels next fall. Might be in a situation where Kyle Trask is starting the entire season.
Is it the downfall of the Bucs more on Bruce Arians leaving, or the way that Tom Brady has been playing this season?
I want to talk about that. He quit. He's done. He retires, but now he's just a offensive analyst, and he sits in the suites.
That was like a fever dream for me. I thought that he was still their coach until last week. I didn't realize that he retired.
And then the Saints lose that game because he's talking crap to Marshawn Lattimore on the field. And then they get the whole fight and the penalties, and that's kind of when the Saints season just went. That was week 3. Yeah. But it's just
there needs to be
he shouldn't. he should either be a coach or he shouldn't be on the sidelines or he shouldn't be sitting in the suites watching the game, eating popcorn, but still being an analyst. Like, he's a consultant. Like, it makes no sense.
It never fails. There should be a gambling bet. There should be a bet out there that every time the Saints and the Bucks play, there's a fight. I mean, either yes or no. I guarantee you,
right
no is probably going to be a bigger payout.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
no's
tracking
like
the
plus 10,000.
number of punches thrown on my fantasy team this year, and I have Kamara, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, so George Pickens. They've all been tossed from a game for fighting.
There you go. You got
Oh
all.
my God.
Hey, Kamara has been tossed for a lot worse. We'll see how that plays out. Oh, talk about the Detroit Lions. They went from 1-6 to 7-7. Are they the comeback team of the year?
Yes.
I would love to see them make the playoffs. Did they win today?
Yeah, they did 20-17.
So
in
they have a winning record?
Weird and wacky game against the Jets.
So the Jets now have a losing record, and the Lions have a winning record. Crazy.
Yeah, we sure do.
Yeah, because
And that game should have been on
the Jets-
television today.
The Jets shot themselves in the foot. I mean, I don't understand. I don't think they should have started Zach Wilson. I get that you don't have Mike White because of the rib injury. I don't think he should have played with the rib injury. So
I
think it
mean,
was
Zach
a good call.
Wilson
Protect your
did
future.
play good. He did play good. I mean,
Well, he had some dumb play. I mean, yeah, he had some good downfield throws to some wide open receivers. Let's get one thing straight. The Detroit Lions secondary is not exactly the greatest in the league. So the thing about it is sure, you're going to beat him downfield a couple times, and he did. A 40-yard touchdown to your tight end, another touchdown to your tight end. That was it. I mean, really, you have Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. Neither of them really did much of anything.
well, they also hate Zach Wilson, and I think he knows that, and he's not going to throw the ball to him.
I mean, I don't know. Well, he threw it to him. The problem was they couldn't do anything with the ball. I mean, once you throw the ball into the flat all the time, it's easy in order to defend it. I mean, even the Detroit Lions can defend it. So the part is, they need to find out what the heck they're going to do at quarterback because Zach Wilson doesn't seem to be the answer. It seems like a wasted draft pick at this point. They could have waited and got Mr. Irrelevant at the end, and they would be doing better than they are right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that draft, they took a big whiff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent.
As they usually do.
A lot of talent there, for sure.
Let's talk about the craziest NFL game to ever be played this season, or the way it ended, with the New England Patriots and the Las Vegas Raiders. with the fumble-rooski all around, throwing the ball. It ends up intercepted.
There's only one logical explanation, though.
It's a Jones on Jones crime.
That was
he threw him into the ground.
He just got stiff-armed in it.
Stevenson must have thought they were down by one. That's the only way that logically makes sense.
You can't blame it on him.
Well, then why would you pitch it?
You have to blame it on Jacoby Myers. You threw it 30 yards backwards to
Why
the
is anybody pitching it? It's a tie game.
Why is there anybody that far back? Why are you? What does he think he can throw it back, and then Mac Jones is going to throw it forward to him?
I don't even think Mac Jones even knew he was going to throw it back to him. I don't even
Bill
think
Belichick is definitely retiring.
Yeah. After watching
Bill
that,
Bill Belichick is retiring. Robert Kraft's going to have to coach the team the rest of the season with Bill's son next to him, sticking his tongue halfway out his mouth, and then they're going to have to, And then you've got Jacoby Myers. He should be cut and should be taken out the trash for the rest of the season.
So, Jacob, which play was worse, the Miami Miracle or this, as a Patriots fan?
As a Patriots fan, this is worse. I mean, this is terrible.
The Miracle was a cool play.
Yeah, that was just a neat play. Like, that happens. I mean, we've seen it happen a number of times. So I don't. It happens. It's football. Until the clock hits zero, it's still a game. The clock hit zero, and the play was still going today, and they threw the ball 30 yards in the wrong direction, and ended up giving the game away, and Chandler Jones absolutely left Mac Jones in the ground.
In Mac Jones's defense, I wouldn't be trying to tackle him either. Like, let's be real. That's a big dude running at you.
To do it. Like, I think Mac Jones saw the ball coming back to him and said, well, there goes our season.
I'm just going to let you know.
He's probably seeing the ball come to him, and he sees Chandler Jones running at him. He's probably going, oh, I'm about to die. I'm dead. He's going to kill me. And he's like, nope, pick. Stiff arm to the house.
Is that the best moment of Chandler Jones' career?
Yes.
Yeah, considering
I'll-
what he spent his career on the Cardinals, now the Raiders, and he had a couple good years with the Pats, but he must have felt good doing it against his former team.
So I was trying to look up some Bill Belichick quotes post game, and this is why you got to be careful on the internet, folks. I clicked on this headline: Mac Jones calls game must win. And I was like, oh, let's see what this is. It's from The Onion, so it's obviously fake. It says Mac Jones calls game must win after Bill Belichick shows him pictures of his family sleeping. Like he's got a hit out on his family, and if he doesn't win the football game. So sorry, Mac Jones's family. I don't think it's not going to end well for you, according to The Onion. But no, I was trying to.
How does that handshake go at the end of the game with Josh McDaniel and Bill Belichick? How does that go? It's like, hey,
Oh, I forgot about that element.
I've been your offensive coordinator for years, and you just lost the game because Chandler Jones just put your freaking 4th round draft pick in the dirt and just lost the game on the last play.
Here's what he said. He tells reporters that play didn't work, made a mistake. And that was his explanation.
Could have told you that, Coach.
That's called we're handling it internally and somebody's getting their butt kicked.
Yeah. Why did
Somebody's
Mac
not
Jones
going to the
throw a
Christmas
Hail
party.
Mary on the final play? Belichick. He couldn't throw it that far.
Oh,
Probably
geez.
Wow.
couldn't.
That's when you
a
need to
true
bring
story.
in the
No.
old Bailey Zappi and throw the Hail Mary.
I just
Yeah,
don't
Zach
like. I
can sling
get
it.
trying to win there, but okay, it was a busted play. He
Just
got
go to
30 yards
overtime.
out of it.
Just get down and play for overtime.
Go to OT.
Yeah,
He
that
had to have
makes
thought
sense.
they were losing.
Yeah.
I mean, they
that's-
had a shot to make the playoffs, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, it's dope.
After that,
They won't
That's-
recover after this. They probably
that
won't win
is
a
terrible.
single game the rest of the way after that.
yeah,
They're
that's-
broken.
as a
That was
Patriots fan,
crazy.
that is worse than Tom Brady's pick against the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs.
It was already over at that rate, though.
Yeah, I know,
Will
but that-
the Buccaneers and the Patriots swing a Mac Jones for Tom Brady trade?
No, I
One
think
last hurrah
the
with Tom.
The only reason did the Bucks win the Super Bowl? Yes, with Brady, I get it, but I think the ultimate winners in that deal was the Patriots long term, because if Tom Brady is still in New England, I think they're worse than they are now. To be honest with you,
Well,
I
it's
don't-
the whole aspect of not knowing when he's going to retire. Can you draft a quarterback? Kind of like what
Yeah.
the Bucks are doing right now.
They're on his agenda.
I mean, and that's the thing. The Patriots didn't want to be on Tom Brady's agenda anymore. I mean, Tom Brady was the face of the franchise, and I think that they wanted the Patriots to be the franchise, the New England Patriots at that point, and just have guys that, with the slogan "Do your job," that just do their job and win a football game. And that's the problem. I think the face of the franchise right now is Ramondre Stevenson. Like that is the face of the franchise.
And he
And-
just threw the ball 30 yards backwards.
yeah,
no,
he
he
might get
was
benched for my
Kobe
fantasy
Myers, but-
playoffs because
mean-
his coach hates him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Like at that point, if you weren't going to get there, just fall on the ground and why pitch?
A lot
the
of
ball?
mistakes were made, according to Bill Belichick.
God Almighty.
Like still
It's-
coaching.
Yeah, they're
this
going to be
team.
running until they puke at practice.
Oh, for sure. For sure. All right.
The AFC East is in shambles. That's
Well, it's already
Mhm.
Buffalo. They already won it.
That game was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
yeah. I want to know how.
Kudos
like,
to Miami.
Yeah,
I thought it was
that's
funny
so
how
nice.
the fans were throwing snowballs at people.
And
That's
they were
great,
going to get
yeah.
the Bills were going to get penalized if they didn't stop. Did y'all see that the refs announced if you don't stop throwing snowballs, we're going to 15 yards every time on the Bills.
15 yards.
Yeah, it
Oh
was going to
my
be
God.
it was going to be like
They
an
would've been
unsportsmanlike
scored
penalty.
touchdowns.
throwing them. Keep
At that
throwing
rate.
them.
Yeah, so what they
Go.
resorted to was not throwing them during the live play, but when there was a scuffle on the sideline, they just pegged the ref and all the Dolphins players with snowballs when the play was dead.
Man, I love Bills.
Never
Wow.
change, Buffalo. Never change.
Why are no? They are changing, but they're building a dome in Buffalo. Why? Why are you
Yeah,
going to build a
this-
dome in Buffalo?
No,
You
they
literally
they
take-
they scrapped that idea.
It's not
Did
a
they?
dome.
Yeah,
It's
no,
open
I'm
air.
pretty sure they scrapped it. It's going to be outdoors.
Yeah, it's
Thank
open
God,
air.
'cause
We
I
had
was
this
about to say-
conversation a few weeks ago. It's open air.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about
the
to say.
Titans are going indoor, according
God.
to Neil.
Well, I get that. Yeah, that's all it
So,
does in there. The snow, or all it does is rain in Nashville, anyways.
so I've got a random question for y'all this week, and it's sponsored by our friends over at Fanatics. Like Tyler said at the beginning of the show, Christmas is in 7 days.
Well,
if you are late on your Christmas presents,
I
you
don't
need to
know
head
if
on
your
over to
present's going to
Fanatics.
get there unless you
No,
want
no, no. Tonight is the last day to order to get it in
Oh.
time because I was
You
looking
can
at
do it.
some-
I just ship stuff with UPS. It's getting there Wednesday. There's time.
yeah.
All right.
I looked because I was looking at some Fanatics here today. Tyler, hit me with the coupon code.
Coupon code is 59 ship. You can get free
59
ship on
ship.
all orders of 59. And they're also having clearance sale up to 70%
Yeah,
off
big clearance
right
deal.
now. So big clearance sale going on.
Maybe you can go get you a Tom Brady Buccaneers jersey or something if that's what you're into. But random question of the show, since we're talking about football and we're about to talk about golf, I want to know in the future, in 400 years, will we still be playing golf or football?
Probably football, but health wise, it should be golf.
That's what my
I feel like
golf.
that's a moderate answer right there.
Yeah. The voice of reason has spoken.
Hell yeah,
The
vote
voice
for
of
me.
reason.
in
That's
the
all we
primary,
need.
baby.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was golf, considering football. Who knows how long it'll be? Maybe not the football we know today. Maybe flag football or something. But
Yeah,
that
they're
only
playing
race,
flag
especially
football in
the
the
roughing
Pro
the
Bowl, so
passer
that's just
balls that they got.
that's trial for real football. If they're gonna do it in the Pro Bowl, it's not too far behind.
and
No,
I mean,
they can all be playing VR football, brother. They're all gonna all be in their $6 million
it's
house
gonna be
That-
playing
that's what
VR
they should be
football.
3 on Twitch.
yeah, they
Yeah.
they should make the Pro Bowl VR football where they're all wearing the headsets playing each other, or just make a Madden game.
And it's like Peyton Manning and Eli Manning,
Doing the
like their
cast
camera
on it.
setups in their in their like that's what it's like.
Yeah, no, make it a Madden game for the Pro Bowl. Well, I mean, I was thinking golf.
Here comes Terry Bradshaw back from 50 years ago.
They're gonna be really interested in like players' thumb measurements and stuff, so they can work the joysticks.
Yeah, there you go. I was thinking golf just because I feel like ever since COVID, the golf popularity has like shot up. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's. I mean, I did say in 400 years, but I think it's like.
I think we'll have a new sport by then.
Yeah, it'll be foot golf. It'll be something with football and golf combined. You have to. Whoever doesn't get on the green
already
gets
did.
smeared on
Yeah,
the
there
other
is foot
side.
golf already.
Well, there is foot golf. We tried to do that. In
There'll be
Baton.
drone
Soccer.
racing.
Drone racing.
Yes. Have you seen that?
There's
Yeah,
a
it's
drone racing league.
Insanity, man. Like
Well,
that's
yeah,
what
but-
people's brains do when they drink a Red Bull. Like
is pretty
that's
crazy.
what happens right there.
Yeah. We'll make this a TikTok and we'll put a poll up and see who wins, football or golf. But while you're on TikTok, you should get off TikTok and go to Fanatics. Use our link and get yourself something nice for Christmas.
I don't know
It'll
where
be-
you're
if you
going
order
with
it
that.
now, it'll be here by Christmas. So I mentioned the golf real quick. There's like nothing going on in the golf world besides the PNC Championship, where everybody freaks out when Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods play together. And I got something to say to the haters that hate all the publicity that Charlie Woods gets. I understand he's a kid. He's a 13-year-old kid. So yeah, Tiger past few years has been very protective of him. Didn't let him do interviews. Makes sense. He actually did an interview last night, and I was surprised how well, as a 13-year-old, he handles himself in answering some of these questions. But think about it. In what other sport do a father and son get to play together? And you got the greatest player to ever play the game in Tiger Woods, and you have his son. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of publicity, but there's no other sport that they can, at any age, they can play together. You got Justin Thomas playing with his dad, who's like in his 80s or upper 70s.
Whoa, all right.
Yeah, so everybody's like, "Whoa, calm down! It's Charlie Woods. Stop showing them. Don't show the children on TV." Blah blah blah. It's like, dude, they know what they're signing up for.
His whole
and-
life has been on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shoot, his dad. Too much of his dad's life has been on TV. If we're being honest, I mean, I'm sure he knows what's going on behind the scenes. But every year around this week, people are like, I follow the Tiger Woods tracker account on Twitter, and he's tweeting Charlie with a 4-footer for birdie, great shot, blah blah blah, and people are like, leave him alone. He's just a kid. Stop tweeting about a kid. It's like, dude, he's playing in a golf event on national TV, and this dude's Twitter account is to tweet about Tiger Woods. He's playing with Tiger Woods. So
If
that's
people really knew golf itself, what kind of people talk about grooming children. I said, if they only knew how young these kids were when they started playing golf and how crazy their parents. It's like Little League baseball. When like the parents were fighting each other in the stands. That's what like golf is for kids at like 7 years old. Like it is so serious that like their life is dedicated. Like, no, there's no Fortnite for you. You need to go
You're
out there
playing
and hit
golf
500 rain balls tonight when it's pouring down rain and
Hey,
70-mile-an-hour winds.
That's what I'm gonna do with my kid. No Xbox, golf all the time. You're gonna be the next Tiger Woods. I'm gonna show him the Korean war tapes like Tiger's dad.
If you had
did to him.
kids 2 years ago, they would have been all Xbox, no golf.
True.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm all golf.
It depends which phase you caught Chet in.
Yeah.
Look, Chet
No.
gets married and all of a sudden everything
I think-
changes.
I see pickleball in Chet's future, like near
I
future.
do too.
Honestly,
No,
that's another thing that I have seen at the gym too. Like
Pickleball is getting up. I mean,
it's
Drew
like
Brees-
taking over my gym. Like it's
Yeah.
happening every day. I'm like, okay, like I
They
don't really understand. It's pretty much like tennis. I'm
They
guessing.
just opened up a new
It
golf
is.
course here in Houston, and it's got a pickleball courts built in. It's a golf pickleball club. So
Heck,
I mean,
The
it's
culture is changing in the gym world. It seems.
hey, it looks fun. I haven't played
Yep.
it, but it kind of
Chet's definitely going to be doing a pickleball podcast. And
Hey,
Pickleball.
if that gets Drew Brees on the podcast, then I'll do it. He's starting a pickleball league.
let's get media
Um,
passes for the Citrus Bowl, and then we can go talk to him.
Yeah. Speaking of Drew Brees, he's coaching Purdue, so that'll be that big shot in the head to LSU.
he's assistant coach. He's not coaching.
Well, it's
he's
still-
He's also
I mean,
recruiting
come on,
too.
they haven't hired
Yeah, he
anybody. It might
gets
be an
rec-
audition.
He gets
no,
recruitment.
go, no. Wait, no.
Jeff Saturday, working well half on Saturday. And
Well, I don't
didn't
think
end
he's
well.
gonna get the job after Saturday.
Saturday is going to be at the door as soon as the cold season ends.
Yeah. No,
he's
but
gonna be in the front glass of ESPN going, "Take me back."
yeah, to my point, people freak out. Charlie Woods was limping pretty bad, and someone said something about he rolled up his pant leg out on the range, and it's like was taped up pretty heavily with some KT tape. He rolled his ankle or something, and people were, "Oh my gosh, you're talking about a kid's underclothing." And it's like, dude, chill. It's golf match. It's the son of the most talked about, or one of the most talked about sports athletes in the world. Obviously, and he's playing on national TV. So, and he's stupid good at golf. I mean, he's 13 years old and he can outdrive all four of us. Like, and I mean, he can outdrive his dad sometimes. So, I mean,
They're both crippled. They were both limping
yeah,
today.
they were
which is
both.
funny.
I mean, I was honestly surprised they continued to play. I thought Tiger was going to say something about, Charlie's hurt, we're not going to play. But kudos. I'm sure Charlie was like, no, Dad, we're playing. I mean, he's his son. He's obviously not going to quit.
Yeah.
I mean, they were limping pretty bad, but they did have a cart, so that helped. But winner of the PNC Championship, Team Singh, 26 under. And then Mr. Cigarette Smoking, Diet Coke drinking, Hooters sponsor John Daly and John Daly Jr. come back to finish second at -24, tie with Team Thomas at -24. And I mean, the Woods put up a respectable score of -20. So they had a few eagles mixed in there, Tiger chipping in off the fairway. But what are y'all's thoughts on John Daly Jr.'s NIL deal in college? He's sponsored by Hooters. I think that's just amazing.
That's fantastic.
That doesn't really surprise
The
me.
boot fits.
Yeah, I mean they showed up
The apple
to the
doesn't fall
dinner.
far from the tree.
They showed up to the dinner Thursday night. They were both in Hooters sports coats. Like
It's great.
they
Oh my god.
I feel like he's probably he's got to be the life of the party at Arkansas. Any frat party he goes to, I mean, you're John Daly's son. There's probably a lot. Is there more pressure on John Daly Jr. to be the greatest partier of all time, or Charlie Woods to be the second greatest golfer of all time?
I would say
Daly
Charlie
Jr.
Woods.
Yeah, Charlie Woods, no doubt. I mean, he's like you mentioned, people are already talking about him, and you're Tiger Woods' son, and they're gonna put the expectations that you're gonna since you're your son, you're gonna be as good as your dad, and then sometimes it doesn't work that way.
We really haven't seen us be better than the dad, other than Ken Griffey Jr. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone else has just kind of been good that's gotten to the professional level, but they haven't been better.
Steph Curry,
Yeah,
way better than his dad.
true.
And
Yeah,
but
that was
they're
never
not
the
even in
face of the
same
sport.
ballpark.
Right.
I mean,
well, I'll say
I think John Daly Jr., I think the only thing that he needs to do to be there, at the same level is to drive through the Bankhead Tunnel in Mobile, Alabama, and decide to take his RV through a clearance area where he's not supposed to and rip his AC unit off the top, where they have to close the Bankhead Tunnel for 6 months because John Daly decided to drive his RV through there and rip the complete top, every tile off the friggin' top of the Bankhead Tunnel.
Yeah, well, real quick, before we get to that, I got to read this comment that just came through. I love the men's cams. It's the perfect evolution of beard growth.
Yeah, it goes from
I think it goes from no beard.
It goes from like
Wade.
1 day of beard growth to yours, Chad.
It goes from Wade to Tyler to Jacob to me. It's like the evolution of beard. Just had to read that out. That just popped up on Twitch.
Yeah.
Thanks, Polar Knights. Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, Futch, I think I understand that Charlie and Tiger, you expect Charlie to be great. But I feel like as a college kid, John Daly Jr. has way more pressure on him to be the life of the party. I mean, you got to immediately show up and just be like, oh,
You're not chucking
shots.
5 beers in a
Yeah.
row and get out.
Edward Scissorhands, like dirty 30s all day, like Diet Coke to wash it down. I mean, he's got to be the party animal. And I feel like he's not. He seems like a pretty put together kid. But he is sponsored by Hooters. He's in college. He's a sophomore at Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he's not in a fraternity, but I'm sure he gets invited to all the frat parties.
Shoot,
and
he's
probably
at
the
every
life
party.
of the. I feel like he's got to be.
I can get him in any party he wants.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's definitely
His
getting an
dad's at
invite.
the party with him. What do you?
Yeah.
Come
Did you see his outfit today? His dad's wearing like American flag pants and a American flag polo, and then his son's over there in like khaki shorts and a red polo. Like it was the complete opposite between the two of them. It was pretty funny. I mean, John Daly's tee time was at 11:30. He showed up to the range at 11:15. So you got Tiger Woods showing up like 2.5 hours early. You got John Daly rolling up 15 minutes before the
Daly's
tee
loose,
time.
man. He's had a ton of Diet Coke.
And they shot 24 under. He shows up 15 minutes early and shoots between 2 days, but 24 under for the
The
tournament.
only thing he needs to warm up with is a cold beer.
Yeah, so a cold Diet Coke, Tyler, and a nice pack of cigarettes. But
I think the hidden story for John Daly is he has a hidden chiropractor, like personal chiropractor somewhere that cracks him about 30 times because the way that guy bends at his age, man, Jesus, there is no way he does that like just off a pack of cigs.
Because he has no stress.
Yeah, I mean,
it's stress free. Like I want that.
I saw a clip of him hitting a ball over a highway in Arkansas. They had him teed up, and I think he hit it into the Razorback Stadium. He was on the other side of the road, and he teed up and just let it fly. It like out of the Walmart parking lot. So that was fun to see. I totally would have killed somebody on the highway. Someone that is adding a lot of stress to his life is Futch's favorite player. It's behind him in the screen. Ja Morant tossed in last night's game for questioning the integrity of the ref and shouting profanity near him. What is going on with Mr. Ja? I think Zion's the new face of the NBA. As the trouble child, Ja Morant. Futch, what's your take?
Nah. The problem is I think number one, officials take things too personally. I mean, you are playing in the NBA. Guys say things. Tyler knows he's been courtside a number of times. Guys say things at games that officials just tune out. I mean, that's what they do. Just tune it out and ref the game. I mean, if it really is true that he was just having a conversation with a fan on the sideline and they're just talking, the official doesn't need to be involved at all. I mean,
just let him jar back and forth.
If there's other things going on the court, he doesn't need to be paying attention to that. He has no need in order to pay attention to it. He's paying attention to it because it's Ja Morant. I mean, that's what's going on there. I mean, that's the same reason why there's a lot of eyes around Zion Williamson. That's the same thing. LeBron James. I mean, if LeBron James wants somebody thrown out of the arena, the official, oh yes, we will do it, Mr. James.
Yes,
I mean,
master.
Go to him. Draymond
Green.
Draymond Green got somebody thrown out of the arena the other night. I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, suck it up and play the game. That's the issue. And then if the guys want to have a conversation with somebody cordially on the side, I mean, John Morant wasn't over there beating the guy up, screaming in his face. I mean, if they're just having a conversation, let it happen. It happens. If you want fans to be involved in the game, let them be involved in the game in some sort of way.
Well, you don't want another Malice at the Palace. Let's we can't have that happen.
Yeah, we
I have
need
so
that.
many
We need
references
that.
back to
We
that
need
since
that.
I just watched the Untold documentary on Netflix. I asked y'all before the show. That's our NBA talk for the week. Thanks for coming. I asked y'all before the show to come up with a list of weirdest mascots that you've ever seen. I've got a few I'm going to read off from our friends over at Belly Up Sports. They sent in some. First one. Did you know the Tennessee Titans actually have a raccoon as their mascot?
Mhm.
What?
I did not know that.
Let's go. Have a
So
mascot.
if Neil, he texted me, wasn't able to catch it live. He's going to catch the audio. Neil, what's up with the Tennessee Titans having a raccoon? That's a strange one. Minor league baseball always provides the best mascots out there. We've got the Lansing Lugnuts. You would think it would be a lug nut. Oh, no. It's a purple dragon. So,
Yeah,
so we're not
Magic
talking nicknames.
Dragon,
We're
brother.
talking on the field mascots.
yes, on the field mascots.
What about like
I
the
mean,
7 green blobs of the MLB? There's like
Yeah, the
Blooper and
Philadelphia
Philly
Phillies are
Fanatic.
one of them. Yeah. We've got Western Kentucky, Mr. Big Red himself, kind of
He's a
opposite of the
blob.
green blob. Yeah, he's a blob.
Bob the
This
Blob.
one- is his name Bob the Blob?
No.
It's always fun when you're playing like NCAA 14 with the mascot
And they
and the
just
blob
slip.
just like absorbs the ball.
We
They're
got
flipping. I love that game mode.
we've got y'all. This one happened earlier this year. The Portland Pickles, the MILB team. And he posted the
What was that
picture
guy
with
that we
with
were
his
talking about a
pickle
couple of weeks ago? Who you were talking pickle, like giving?
Something about his pick. Oh man, I wouldn't let it go. I don't remember what his name was.
I was trying to think of it while I think I heard we were talking about a pickle. And I was like, what the heck did he call a pickle? I'm trying to think.
It was
of
like Anthony Pickle or
Were you
what
talking about
were we
Lane
talking
Kiffin?
about?
I thought you were talking
No,
about Lane Kiffin.
no.
That's the point.
We were talking about some sport, and I kept saying
Free
Yo,
merchandise for
Oh,
the
Luke
first person to
Fickle.
DM
Yeah,
us.
that's what it was. It was Luke Fickle.
Luke Fickle,
yeah.
the pickle.
yeah.
Never mind. Offers over.
Fickle the icicle, something like that.
Luke Fickle, the pickle in his icicle. Yeah. No, but the Portland Pickles, remember the mascot took over the Twitter for the day, and then he posted a picture like a thumbs up, but it was coming through his pants. And then it deleted. The mascot takeover has ended. We fired the mascot. Did you know the New York Yankees had a mascot?
Yes.
No.
It looks terrifying. Don't look it up if you have young
It
children.
is. It's so scary.
That's probably why
My-
they don't have a mascot anymore.
It's the epitome of somebody from New York. That's what it is.
Oh, we've got Elise in the DMs. I hear I get free merch if I slide to the DMs. She must have heard you in the other room there, Wade.
Live
hey,
viewership.
Yeah, tell her to send us her favorite mascot.
Send us the craziest mascot.
We've got my favorite one that was sent in. The Seattle Kraken, the hockey team.
The troll.
It has a troll and it pulls out its tooth if asked. It'll pull out its front tooth and give it to a
That's
fan.
great.
So Tyler, what's your favorite or wackiest mascot that you've seen?
It's a university that's not too far from us in Mississippi. It's the Delta State University Fighting Okra.
The
I mean,
Fighting
it
Okra,
looks
baby.
like this looks like a 2-year-old drew this mascot and just put it on the field. I mean, I don't know what it is, what they were thinking of, like the Fighting Okra. And then the next one I'm sure that Jacob's probably gonna assume this. Is it a West Coast team?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Please give us your annual spiel of them.
Though, okay, yeah, it is the wackiest, and there's a runner-up for the wackiest as well. West Coast, the Stanford Cardinals. Let me tell you what, that
Christmas
stupid tree is the ugliest thing. You can see the person through the tree. Like it's so bad, and it looks high all the time. It's
It's from
perfect.
California.
And I'm
Yeah, I
thinking,
mean, what do you
this is like-
expect?
this is a very expensive university. You think you could invest in some sort of nicer tree?
It should just be the Stanford Tiger Woodses.
The thing about
Or
it is
just be a cardinal.
there's
Yeah.
history behind it. And the original one was made out of paper mache. So they're all made out of paper mache. And I'm thinking, my God, please upgrade.
What if it
something.
rains?
It is awful. Take
What
him
if it
inside. You gotta
It
take him in.
will. It will.
Paper mache. You got some nerdy freshman underneath the mascot. What is standing there in his underwear when it
You
starts
couldn't pay
raining?
me to
Just a green
just,
morph.
twirl around in a paper mache tree for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wade,
Life could be so much harder.
what's your wackiest mascot?
All right. So when you asked us to prepare for this, I was going off of nicknames. So,
Okay.
Ooh. He didn't understand the assignment.
but
Not
I
fired.
have answers for both. I just think overall the Rocket City Trash Pandas is
That's
just
a good one.
a very crazy concept because they don't have their city's name. I don't know that Huntsville's a Rocket City. It's not big enough for me to like know that
It
right off
makes
the
sense
bat.
if it was Houston.
Yeah.
As a rock.
And then
Yeah.
two,
I
a
like
trash
it.
panda is not a real thing either. That's a nickname for a raccoon. So it's like two nicknames. But if you want to look at their on the field mascot, it's equally as kind of creepy. It's a raccoon in a trash can. I mean, do you want your kids posing with that?
Whoever the minor league teams have some of the best marketing
promote
departments
rabies.
because they just like come up with the weirdest stuff, weirdest promotions, weirdest mascots. It's got to be fun being a minor league team promoter.
Now on the field, I like this name a lot. The Louisiana Raging Cajuns. I wish LSU was the Raging Cajuns. Tigers, boring. Raging Cajuns, fun. But the on the field mascot looks like John Daly just left a tanning salon after falling asleep in it for like 5 hours. It looks
John
like a
Daly
roid rage red man.
Now that's a new one I haven't heard. before.
That's a TikTok right there. John Daly leave the tanning salon.
That one, and then I don't know what about it, but the Kansas State Wildcat with the human arms just kind of creeps.
You don't
me
like
out.
Willie the Wildcat?
Yeah, that one.
No.
Man,
I got another
it's-
southern one for you. How about the king cake baby?
Oh,
about
that
the
one's
creepiest
creepy,
mascot
That
of
one's
all
really
time.
creepy. There used to be the
That
New
thing is-
Orleans
Yeah, I'm not
Zephyrs.
looking forward to that season whenever it comes.
Yeah.
around. I have to
So
be around
during
that
Mardi
thing.
Gras, they send out the baby to deliver king cakes to people's doors. If my doorbell rings and it's that on the other side,
Or the Raging
I'm not
Cajun.
answering. I'm not answering the door. They can keep
I'm
their
coming
king
with
cake.
my Louisville Slugger to the front door.
I don't care how
Yeah.
good of a king cake is. That baby can go.
I'm gonna
over.
teach you how to swing a bat because he's getting his head knocked off. That thing is like something out of The Purge. Like they should just put the king cake baby in The Purge and have him play in the next movie.
I'm not looking
So-
forward to that.
No, that's a scary time. I mean, Tyler, you're gonna be seeing him at the Pelicans games.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Patty the Pelican and the king cake do a little.
Pierre the Pelican, you
Sorry,
mean?
Pierre the
Patty the
Pelican.
That was Patty the Pelican.
I like
I
that.
don't
Pierre
know.
the Pelican.
Pierre the Pelican and the king cake are gonna be having
Patty the
some fun
Batty.
time. Yeah.
There's only one other in it. It's the epitome of Philly, and that's their mascot. It's a bunny, and its name is Hip Hop. For the Sixers, and
What?
it is literally just a dude dressed up in it is a person. I mean, you can tell it's a person because all this is like a onesie, and the dude's wearing frapping sunglasses and this bandana, and he's got these two ears. It is like the cheesiest thing. It is the corniest thing. I'm thinking, you're the 76ers, and what you got is a freaking like guy dressed up with bunny ears on top of his
Well, what
head.
do you
It's
call the
awful.
76ers? Like, how do you come up with a mascot for that?
You dress him up like a president.
You just have
Yeah.
Meek Mill and just let him be the
Yeah,
mascot?
exactly.
Some of these
He
NBA
takes the
teams,
national
like, they have some of the
presidents.
most.
You got George Washington running her.
They have the most
Yeah,
like
the
wonkiest
Nationals do it.
mascots ever.
Yeah.
Like they're not even close.
They
to
need
what
a
their
Ben
team is.
Franklin. That's who they need to be.
I mean,
We need to make a company called Adopt a Mascot.
and
That's what
we just come
I'm just
up with a
waiting for
mascot.
Tyler's night to dress up as Pierre the Pelican.
Yeah.
Tyler, let
I
us
don't
know
know.
when you're doing that. We're going to be there.
I don't
Yeah.
think I'm ever going to be called to do that.
I don't know. Somebody might get sick and they need somebody to fill in. Pierre the
Pierre
Pelican.
from the rafters.
Tyler's like, he's riding a unicycle over a tightrope.
Did that happen to some mascot where they brought him down and he got stuck? Do you remember that? It was a number of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the San Jose Sharks mascot.
Yeah, it
The
was.
hockey
He
team.
just got
He got
stuck.
stuck up in midair on the wire.
Someone did it
just
more
hanging.
recently too. It was
I would sue
an
someone
NFL
if they got me stuck up
The
there.
Jaguars mascot did that last year to open the season.
Like, you better get a bonus. Like,
Yeah,
that's
really.
all I'm saying. A week
What?
off and a bonus.
That's why we love sports. We love their cuddly mascots, whether it be a purple dragon lug nut or a trash panda or even a cuddly cake baby from
It's not cuddly. It's a
no,
demon baby.
It's a demon
It's a
baby.
creepy cake baby. And Elise says that her favorite mascot is one that we
The
saw this
Tater
weekend,
Tot?
the San Diego Jackrabbit, or the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, and runner-up Toledo Rockets. She liked that one, and the
The
Liberty
Rock-
Flames.
The Liberty,
Oh.
the Flames have a good one.
Man, look at all these small schools getting some love.
Woo,
Group of
five.
five getting some love.
Yeah, let us
And
know.
FCS.
Send us a DM with your favorite mascot, or I guess you could leave a review on Apple Podcasts and put your favorite mascot in there. Do that, and we'll read your review on the show. All right, dog of the weeks. Here we go. That was absurdly long. I forgot to turn it off.
I think we need a German Shepherd bark on there.
I know, right?
I think we know someone
We
that
need a
can do it.
live bark.
Oh, I can get you some live barks. Don't worry. They're probably barking right now. So, Dog of the Week this week is brought to you by our friends at Piper Golf. Pipe your drives with Piper Golf balls. Go on over to their website. Use code
Pipe it up.
SportsScramble10. Pipe it up. 10% off. I was cleaning out my garage, and I found my Migos poster from college. I didn't throw it away.
I remember buying that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have to throw it away or not. I don't think it's gonna go to the next house. I was able to
Can't
sneak it
throw
into
it.
this one. I know it's got takeoff on it. It's a memorial. Now.
Yeah, it's a collectible item.
Yeah.
It is folded up, so it's probably not in great shape, or
Mhm.
not folded, rolled up. But no, I got some golf balls for y'all. When next time I see you, maybe the bachelor trip, I'll bring them and give them to you. I haven't used them. I needed them this weekend. I was like, nope, not gonna use the Piper balls because they're for the guys. So, dog of the week, Jacob. We'll let you start it off. Who you got?
All right, I'm going to go to my Mississippi Seawolves. Their goalie, Blake Wayrick, is got to be my dog of the week. 38 saves on 43 shots in a shootout game. Made the craziest save I've seen live on TV that I've ever seen. Absolutely wiped out on the opposite side of the goal. Reaches back with his glove hand and stops the puck. Just reaching, just with his glove, no look, to stop the guy in the wraparound. So he's got to be my dog of the week. Heck of a performance, even though they did lose. So a lot of upside there.
He's number 1 or number 30?
Number 1.
Yeah. I don't know why they started that fool number 30 the other day, but
Yeah, you let him 9 goals.
yeah, number 1, man, he's real talented.
Tyler, who you got for your dog of the week?
I'm going to the pitch. I think it's a pretty easy pick for me. Lionel Messi, the GOAT of soccer. I think it was definitely well-deserved World Cup, his first one. Waited 17 long years, and he also got 2 goals to cap it off. So Lionel Messi got that dog this week.
There we go. Wade.
All right, I'll go on the other side of the pitch and give it to Magape. That game was pretty much toast, 2-0. They brought it all the way back to a tie, and it almost got it done. So good individual effort from him in the World Cup.
So my dog of the week is from last night's bowl game. Southern Miss versus Rice. Frank Gore Jr., 21 carries, 329 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 19 passing yards, and 1 passing touchdown. They let the man play running back and quarterback. I don't know what
He's
the
what they
final
call a
score was.
super running back.
Yeah, I mean, he went off, and then his auntie came into the interview at the end and was freaking out. He said, "Auntie, chill," and pushed
That's
her
a
away.
bold move.
That
Yeah,
is
I was like,
great.
"Whoa,
Oh my
buddy."
God.
That's
That
a
was hilarious.
Frank Gore's my dog of the week. If you want to take your dog of the week, send them to us, and then make your way over to Piper Golf and get you some golf balls. Use our code for 10% off. Sports Scramble 10. All right. Every week we say we're going to make the show shorter, and it never happens. We still got one more topic left. We got the New Year's 6 bowl games because I don't know if we're going to do a show next week since it's Christmas. I'm moving. I probably won't be on the show regardless.
We'll see y'all for the new year.
Yeah, we might just have to start this over again New Year's. Maybe New Year's Day, New Year's night, New Year's Eve. What? Not New Year's Eve.
I'll run a show.
New Year's Day Eve. Well, I'm not going to make y'all do a show on Christmas.
Let me go ham on Christmas for a show real quick.
Just Futch. We'll just let Futch do it by
just
himself.
Christmas music in the background. Let me rant for a while.
No, he can just have an hour of what he's eating for Christmas and what he got for Christmas.
There you go.
Yeah, we can do a what's in the box type.
Yeah,
what's in the box? We'll live stream it on Twitch. Futch's what's in the box. So I wanted to get y'all's predictions for the New Year's Six Bowl since we probably won't be having a show before then. First one we got Capital One Orange Bowl, Tennessee versus Clemson. Wade, who's taking the dub?
I'm flipping. I'm going to Clemson.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, they care more and have a little bit more talent on the field. So
yeah. Tyler, who you got?
Yeah, I'm flipping as well. No Jalen Hyatt and Wade. I'm definitely going to need to talk about you for SEC Fantasy. Like you said, you actually called it that. Oh, I'm looking right at you, Jalen Hyatt, that you're going to be opting out. And what does he do?
But music to my ears. I'm going to get him in Dynasty. It's going to be great. So,
yeah. But Tennessee's offense is going to look a whole lot different. I just don't really trust with what they got. So I'm changing my pick going Clemson.
Jacob?
I'm gonna roll with as well. They got to be my pick only because of the opt-outs. I think you have to.
Yeah.
So
you got a freshman quarterback licking his chops.
Clemson has a talent, young quarterback who's trying to prove himself.
Yeah, I think we're all on the Clemson train.
Clemson.
Yeah, all four of us are rolling with Clemson. All-State Sugar Bowl, Alabama versus Kansas State. Tyler, we'll let you start it off.
I think that this is going to be one of the better bowl games of the New Year's Six. A part of me wants to go with Kansas State in the upset, but since Will Anderson and Bryce Young is now playing in the bowl game, I'm going to go with the Crimson Tide. I think that this is going to be a close game. I think that Kansas State's defense will be able to challenge them, and just a matter of can Deuce Vaughn run against this Alabama defensive line. But I'll go Alabama in a close one.
Futch, are you agreeing with him?
No, I'm not. I'm going to go with K-State. They've got momentum, played in a good Big 12 championship game, so I got to have K-State be my representative to take care of Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. I think a lot of talent there for K-State. It's a big upside. You got a young quarterback who's trying to prove himself there as well. So I think you got some guys who aren't afraid to play a really good football team. So I think they go in and beat TCU, top 4 team. They're really good. Stop them in overtime. I think if you beat Alabama on offense, if you got good offense, you can beat Alabama.
Yep, I agree with you on that one. Wade, Alabama or K-State?
I like Jacob's point. I'd like to pull the trigger on Kansas State, but it is a little bit refreshing that Alabama's best players are going to play in this ball game. And since they're at full strength, hard to pick against them, in my opinion. I'm going to go with Alabama. I think they'll have a lot of fans there, and I think they'll take over the dome.
Yeah, I'm going with Alabama as well. So 3-1 against K-State here for you, Jacob.
Might happen, though.
Give me the heat. Come on, let's go.
I think it will be one of the better bowl games because both teams will be playing pretty much at full strength. And
you don't have anybody out. Yeah. All
biggest
right, next.
Biggest matchup there is Will Anderson and Deuce Vaughn. Who's gonna win that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Next one, the Cotton Bowl, Tulane versus USC.
Let's go.
I'm going Tulane just because Caleb Williams isn't playing.
He's not playing.
I'm pretty sure he's hurt.
He's out for the year, I think.
Yeah, really? He hurt his hamstring. There's no. He won the Heisman. There's no point in. I mean, he'll just come back next year. He's still got another year of eligibility left. So,
yeah, well, then that definitely solidifies my pick. I was already going Tulane, but no doubt.
Yeah. All right, Tulane. Tyler, you rolling with the
Yeah, I'm going with Tulane. USC doesn't really have a lick of a defense, so I think that Michael Pratt and that offense are going to be licking their chops for 4 quarters.
Are we going 4-0 on Tulane, Jacob?
Let's 4-0 it. Let's clean sweep it for the group of 5.
There we go. All right.
Well, we had to pick Clemson, but we did not pick USC, so it kind of balances out in my book.
We got the last one, minus the playoffs. Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. Penn State versus Utah. We already know Jacob's pick. Tyler, who's yours?
I think this is the toughest pick for me. I really don't want to pick it. I just want to watch this game. But for our show purposes, I mean, both of these teams are going to want it. Utah obviously is going to be motivated. They lost the Rose Bowl last year to Ohio State and really was the game of the year. But I'm going to go with Penn State in this one. I think that they'll be able to run the ball against Utah's defense. That's going to be a key. Nick Singleton has got to have a good game. I think that Penn State won't be able to pass it against this really good secondary, but I think that Penn State wins in a defensive battle.
All right, Wade.
I'm going to go with Utah. I think that they want to get that loss from last year out their head, and I think they'll play a complete game and win a close one. I really don't know how this team lost to Florida at the beginning of the year.
After Florida just got absolutely destroyed by Oregon.
Maybe
if they didn't lose that game. So, yeah, I think Utah gets it done, but I think it will be a really good game, as always, out in Pasadena.
Yeah, I think just a jab at Jacob, I'm going Utah. We're going to have a little 2-2 here between. And then, of course, the other two New Year's 6 games are the playoff games, and we've already given our winners of that. I think we're all on the Georgia train. I was listening to the last week's podcast earlier, just kind of catching up, and it was just Georgia, 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 Georgia. No explanation needed. So that's our picks. Tyler, we'll have to throw a little graphic out. Instead of the upset picks this week, we'll have the New Year's 6 bowl picks with the 4 of us on there. Let's see. Anybody watch the bowl games this weekend?
I did.
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah.
I watched the majority of the Saturday bowl slate.
What was your best one you saw?
The best one, I mean, there wasn't really many close ones to begin with. Louisville and Oregon State took care of business. The best one was the SMU and BYU game. I mean, that game was really dominated by BYU and then SMU and their offense. They actually had a chance to win the game, but BYU's defense stood them up. SMU decided to go for a 2-point conversion to just win the game, which I get. I mean, it's bowl season. It's your last game. It doesn't.
Yeah, no
it's either
point
win
going to overtime
or you lose. So I think that's a great win for BYU. I mean, BYU, after really a hot start to the year, had really a rough stretch. I think they had like a 5-game losing stretch at one point, but really good game in the Mexico Bowl. And then Boise State, they had a brawl with North Texas after the game. It was a wild game. But yeah, definitely interested to see more bowl games, especially the one on the 21st when we see South Alabama play New Orleans Bowl.
That'll be a good one. Well, hour and 28 minutes, guys. We kept it under an hour and a half, but I have my final segment for you. It's not the TMZ segment of the week because I couldn't find anything on TMZ. But the random fact of the week is not brought to you by Piper Golf. It's actually brought to you by YETI. If you spend $200 on YETI right now, site-wide, you get a free Rambler 14-ounce mug. You head on over to our link. Jacob, have you seen any more stories of YETI coolers floating in the Pacific Ocean?
No, I think they've all washed up at this point. Everybody's partying up there, keeping all their meat cold for
They're where the penguins are.
I did get like 20 YETI TikToks after we did the show last week, so I think
they're listening. They're listening.
Yes.
So, Christmas time, Christmas spirit. We've been watching Christmas movies all the time. My wife's favorite Christmas movie is Elf with Mr. Will Ferrell. I was told that Will Ferrell's Elf costume sold for $300,000 at auction for charity. $300,000. You bought some green tights for $300,000.
No, yellow tights.
Yes, it's yellow tights.
I'm sorry. Yes, yellow tights and green top for $300,000. And afterwards, Will came out and said that he still had the pair of underwear that he wore when they shot the movie and that he will be selling those as well. So Will Ferrell OnlyFans incoming. Watch out. Another this one isn't a fact. It's a tweet that I saw. This individual was at the Buffalo Bills game, and the gentleman in front of him was listening to the lady in front of him was listening to the radio feed while at the game, like some fans do. She stood up, looked them dead in the eyes, and said that the radio call is 2 full plays ahead of what they're watching right now, live, in person, with his actual eyes. So I guess the cold was getting to her, and she didn't know what the heck was going on. I had to read that a few times. I was like, wait, what? And she was like, yeah, the radio feed, the plays have already happened. He's like, we're watching it in person, live. Like, that's not how that works. So,
It's taking her phone.
We got to put it on
DVR.
DVR. Hurry.
Someone call the cops. This lady's doing mushrooms. She is not
Been through too many tables or something. Jeez,
Yeah,
what are
I
they
don't
doing
know.
over there in Bill's Mafia?
Yeah, that one was a little crazy. So, anything else for the show tonight, guys?
I got one little thing.
All right.
We didn't get to talk about baseball much because it is the off season.
I don't want
But the Dodgers and the Red Sox are back at it again with their lovely trades. They're finalizing a deal. Well, they have finalized it now. JD Martinez will be going to the Dodgers in exchange for Justin Turner going to the Red Sox. So they did a battle of the
veteran
DH
swap.
a veteran
Yes.
swap.
And my boy Dansby's no longer in Atlanta.
7-year deal,
heartbroken.
$177 million.
Yeah,
to go
Dansby's
to
my
the
dog of the week now. I mean, that's a good money right there
Dude
for him.
cashed
It is.
in.
Hey, but listen, my last thing here is MLB. Carlos Correa, 13-year deal with the Giants.
I
He's
saw
not
that.
even going to be around 13 years to do that.
They're just paying him.
No,
They're
it's a
just
way
paying
to
him.
avoid the luxury tax.
Yeah.
You
There's
get 10
no
good years
opt
out
out,
of him.
no opt out or anything on it. So there is no incentive for that. But that's insanity to me that you can make those kind of deals.
Well, he definitely paved the way for Swanson, in my opinion, and probably Bogarts as well. I know Bogarts' deal went final before Correa, but you know that the numbers were circulating out there. So, yeah, I don't know what the Braves are going to do. They're going to have to go with the rookie or the second-year guy, Grissom, and probably sign a guy like Elvis Andrus to kind of be a veteran presence.
Yeah, I was sad to see Dansby leave. He's my twin. He's my boy over there in
All
Atlanta.
in for Orlando Arcia.
This is
Yeah.
2 straight years. Like 2 of my favorite players are gone.
The Freddie one hurt.
The Freddie
know-
one,
I know it hurt
Dansby
Wade.
one hurts me even more.
The
Yeah.
Next
weird
year
thing
is
about it is
Ozzie Albies.
Dansby got more money than Freeman.
Yep.
I guess just the position he plays, shortstop, is
I was more in shock about the Freddie Freeman one. But the thing is the Freddie one stung more, but the replacement value was a lot higher than the Dansby one. Like,
yeah, that's true.
you got an
They did
all
get a
star
pretty
to
good.
replace him
Yeah.
who had a really good year. We don't know how good the Braves' new shortstop will be, but I don't mind it. I think that was a lot of money for him. I think that this could work out, and you could sign a guy like Gene Segura too as well. He's
I think
out
you've
there.
already got the guy though. You've got Orlando Arcia. I mean, he is the second coming
Orlando.
of Dansby Swanson. I mean, he is, because he's the same defensive minded guy. Dansby was never an offensive minded guy really in the first place. So I mean, they're both really good defensive shortstops. So
I agree with
got
that
it
if
upside
you
both
can
ways.
bring in a super utility guy, but if they don't,
Sure.
then Arcia's got to be that guy.
sure, yeah. I mean, they could have even. I think if that Dansby deal happens sooner, I think that the Braves have a shot at Trey Turner. You know, if
That
was
would have
the
been
case.
a wonderful fit. I would have
Talk about an
preferred
upgrade.
that.
So, college football is wrapping up. Are y'all still doing coast to coast tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it all the way through bowl season. Then you can take the off season off.
Mm,
Might have to
they-
No,
They
y'all
keep
guys
it going.
every month.
keep
Okay,
going.
y'all might have to rebrand to like MLB talk or something. You just talk baseball till it.
College
I
football
can't
never
talk
dies.
baseball. Let me tell you
That's
what, college football is going to be nuts because you got NIL
You got the portal
all the
you-
time now,
Yeah,
portal all
that's
the
true.
time
That's
now.
true. That's true.
Plenty.
They're going to be
And
sending
then-
Tyler to people's houses to interview recruits.
That's what we want to see right there. And then SEC talk. We had the awards
We're-
last week. What's
Yeah,
the-
We're
we're
done
taking,
until the new
taking a
year,
month
pretty
off.
much. Then we'll have like the season in review and the national championship, and that'll be it.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I've got nothing left. I think we've hit a ball. Sports scrambling all the way around the world, from Qatar to America to that's pretty much it. So I was expecting more countries to pop into my head that we talked about, but not really. I guess Argentina and France count. So, But we appreciate everybody listening. If you can, a Christmas present to the Sports Scramble crew would be if you could go and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars if you love it. No stars if you hate it. We hope you don't hate it. We hope you enjoy listening to our wonderful
No stars,
voices.
you get coal in your stocking.
Yes, no stars. We won't read your review on the podcast. Let's be honest. But if you can head on over to Apple Podcasts, drop us a rating, give us a subscription on Spotify. You know the whole shebang. Check out our YouTube. We're starting up YouTube Shorts. We got YouTube and TikTok. The Shorts game has been popping off, so we're gonna keep pushing some shorts out. We're gonna have some hockey footage now that Futch is there on the ice. Then Tyler, maybe you can get us some cool halftime shows from the Pelicans. But we'll keep those rolling. Besides that, we appreciate everybody listening. We hope everyone has a wonderful week, and we will see you after Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.